Hello everybody, welcome to day 8 of my 30 days of Halloween. And this one is a movie that I kind of went into it maybe with low expectations. Now, full disclosure, this franchise, I've been watching it since I was probably 6. So, I rented Puppet Master: The Littlest Reich. I rented it on Amazon Prime. And the reason I rented it and I didn't buy it is because I didn't know if it was going to be good. I've watched all the Puppet Master movies, including the Retro Puppet Master Legacy Axis, the Axis one, and there's like there's like continuity issues, so it's kind of hard to see what's going. And this one, it hits all the beats you want. It takes it more seriously than some of them have in the past. You literally have your classic characters. There's 2 different versions of Blade. There's the original Blade, and there's like a Blade Jr., as I would call him. You have Tiny, you have the drill guy, you have the dude who has a World War I helmet that shoots fire. The only ones that are missing are 6-Shooter's not in it, Jester's not in it, the Leech Woman's not in there either. So of the originals, all of them are not in it, but it literally, it gives you what you want. It takes place in a mansion type thing, and they're going to do an eBay auction for his puppets. And this one it's like a soft reboot because it's still honoring the continuity of the other films while bringing this up to speed. Because what they do in the opening scene is there's a whole animated thing that shows what's gone down in all the other Puppet Master movies. So it really gives you a good idea. And I saw that Charles Brain was actually an executive producer on this, which kind of made me a little happier. He's the one that created the franchise in the first place. And it was really good. It's really gory. And it kind of hits on all cylinders. It does some character development in the beginning, which is really cool. And throughout the movie, there's character development. There's 2 actors I didn't expect to be in the movie. One of them, he played Eddie and Eddie in the Cruisers. He plays a cop in there. You have one of the guys from The Office. You have Barbara Crampton from Reanimator. And it's really, I like a lot, like everything that was in there, the ambiance. And the cool thing, they're in a hotel, so it's kind of a throwback to the original, where everybody got killed in rooms. Like there's a scene where a guy is literally taking a piss, and he gets gutted, and his head gets cut off. So he ends up peeing on his head. And there's like this weird scene where there's this pregnant girl laying on the bed, and the puppet runs in and just rips right through her vagina and pops out and steals the baby. So this movie is really gory. There's nothing they don't do. Kids aren't off limits. Gore isn't off limits. Nudity's not off limits. There's even a scene in a parking lot where they just start randomly killing people. This has to be like one of the highest body counts in a long time in a horror film, because they kill like 10 people within the first 20 minutes, and then after that there's a scene in a parking lot where people just get taken out repeatedly, and there's a lot of death in here. And what's really cool about this one is they want a sequel, and it leaves it open for a sequel. There's some stuff in there I don't want to talk about because it will kind of ruin the flair of the movie and how it comes about. But they created a really cool protagonist that could literally, they could bring back for a sequel. And one thing about this one is, yes, they're making this one, but they're still going to make the other franchise. So this one's kind of separate by itself. This was made by Fangoria, and it is really good. I really like this movie. I think it's a great take on the Puppet Master. They really updated the looks on a lot of the puppets. Like Tiny looks as cool as he ever did, but they have Blade, and he's like an aging Blade because he doesn't have his hat. Now originally they show one Blade, and you think that's him, but you're like, where's his knife and his hook? And they pop out of his hands like Wolverine. But then later on you see another version of Blade. Has no hair. His face looks like a skull, and one hand is a hook, and one hand is a knife, and you're like, that's Blade. Blade was always the leader of the puppets. The Drill Man, that's what I've always called him. He has an updated look. A lot of the puppets have updated looks, and some of the puppets actually look like they came right out of the Demonic Toys, which is another creation of Charles Brand. And I really tell anybody that just wants to have a good time watching a good movie, rent The Littlest Reich. They have it in Redbox, or you can go Amazon. It's a really good movie. It's a really good horror film, and sometimes it's hard to find just a really good horror film. So Puppet Master The Littlest Reich is awesome. I think everybody should check it out. And I will see you tomorrow for day 9 of 30 Days of Halloween.